Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first installment of a series I've been putting off for way too long. This series follows me making videos on chosen albums, breaking them down track by track in each video, trying to make sense of it all. As seen by the title, for these next few videos, we will be looking at Tyler the Creator's Cherry Bomb. I will try my best to get these videos out like maybe every week. Unfortunately, I've had a lot on my plate recently. I haven't even been able to make TikToks. And to start off, I think a question I might be asked is why this album specifically? Other projects such as Igor, Chromacopia, Flower Boy explore more in their ideas. Well, for one, I'm trying to save my more time consuming analysis for later installments, but also I feel that Cherry Bomb is a special album that deserves to be talked about, and I don't think it gets as much attention as it should be. Cherry Bomb is special in the sense that this was the kind of bridge between Odd Future Tyler and artist Tyler. The album, of course, does suffer a lot due to certain production issues that really can affect the listening experience for some. But beneath the loudness and the criticism, there's a clear story to tell. As they say, it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And because of that, the way I've approached this album has changed, making it a little more enjoyable every time I go back to it. Looking past the errors and see that this project is just the start of true talent. So I'll ask you this. For anything you've done in your life, did you really succeed the first time? If you did, I don't know what to tell you. But if you didn't, would you give up or would you come back harder? Let's go back in time real quick to set the stage. Tyler had already come out with 3 projects and was still in the rap group Odd Future. These 3 albums have their own little trilogy story thing to tell, which I highly recommend you check out this video from this guy. I forgot his name. If you want to learn more about this trilogy and the story and how they're all connected together. While nowhere near the status he is now, Tyler had a very dedicated fan base, with his newest album at the time being critically acclaimed, showing clear maturity in both his production and writing. So Tyler's fans were definitely expecting another great hip hop project from Tyler. However, when Cherry Bomb dropped, it was initially poorly received. Many felt that some tracks were just unlistenable, and generally speaking, the production did not hit at all for some people, even though some parts of this album had live instrumentation in its production. So, with all that information, what prompted Tyler to take this route? Tyler didn't fit the stereotype of the hip hop persona at the time. Many considered him to simply be the weird kid you see in class every day, dubbing him the stepchild of hip hop. He was there, but to them, he can never truly be a part of the hip hop family. So instead of continuing to make what his fans expect of him, he decided to break out of the realm of hip hop and start to make his own path. And with this objective in mind, Tyler began to work on Cherry Bomb, the project we will look at extensively for these next few videos, starting at the very beginning with Death Camp. Um, excuse me, mister, but can you please turn down the lights? The name Death Camp will be important later on in the track, but just keep in mind that a death camp is a place where people are taken to be unalive. The song starts with Tyler asking someone to turn down the lights, complaining about all the cameras and how it doesn't feel good. Also, presumably telling the same guy off for not being allowed to wear his hat indoors. It is generally considered common decency to take off your hat when you enter, for example, a fancy restaurant. It seems like Tyler is irritated with some of the things that come from having fame and fortune. People flashing camera lights at him all the time, and others telling him how he should be acting given his newfound status. Continuing off of the previous lines, Tyler goes on to say that the golf boys are in this bitch like an infant. Golf Boys refers to Odd Future, his rap group. One of the ways this group established themselves among different rap groups was by not following the norm. And they are in this place, similar to how an infant is in a woman's belly when she's pregnant. Tyler makes a clever line here by stating that the blind N-words used to make fun of his vision. Vision has a double meaning, being both his drive to become something great, and of course, actual vision, playing off the blind N-words that are blind to his ambition and are literally blind. Another double meaning comes when Tyler says he's so special, his teacher asked if he was autistic. Special being special needs, and special relating to gift or talent. Now making plates, you just washing dishes, with plates being vinyl records, showing the difference in status and wealth between Tyler and his hater. The difference between a clean wax pressed disc with Tyler's name on it and a dirty dish. So while Tyler expresses concern over certain aspects of fame, he clearly enjoys the life and is boastful about being at the top. Tyler says that he's brainwashing millions of minions, a clear acknowledgement of his influence on so many people, but could also be playing on the fact that his music has appealed to a specific audience, specifically his more edgier music, and this audience is comprised of a lot of young teens. Tyler says that Nerds in Search Of did more for him than Illmatic, expressing an unpopular opinion, since many put Illmatic in the best hip-hop albums of all time. Him also saying that we aren't cut from the same fabric shows that Tyler is saying that everyone is different in their own way. And while many would generally agree that Illmatic is a better project, Tyler doesn't. And he shouldn't care what others think, cause at the end of the day, In Search Of did more for him than Illmatic. He continues off the fabric line by pointing out that he makes his own clothes, while another person buys their clothes. An interesting flex considering Tyler is saying that he's so rich, he can make his own clothing brand, which he has by the way, instead of buying from other brands like other people. Tyler plays off the word steak. Steak meaning money that is risked, and steak being a type of meat, in this case carne asada. Tyler saying carne asada, which is a dish you would find in wealthy restaurants, could be him saying that the steaks mean nothing to him, and that he's really morphing with this album, presumably, evidence with this track's production. So with this, Tyler seems to be ready to take risk, regardless of how much he could lose. With this album, he will be morphing. Tyler says the line that will be central to this track and will be central to the album. I don't like to follow the rules, emphasizing this by speaking grammatically incorrect. Tyler says that his heart is as dark as window with car tint, which could be two different things. Someone with a dark heart could imply that they are a cold person. However, dark car tint is meant to obstruct the sight of whatever's in the car. And Tyler tells a girl to hop in with her friends and he'll unpark it and do donuts. So therefore, I have a crazy theory for y'all that might be a load of shit, I'm gonna be honest. Tyler could be telling whoever to hop into his heart, see what others can't see with the window tint outside. And not that his heart is gonna do donuts or whatever, but doing donuts in a car represents excitement and freedom, something Tyler would probably support based on these lines. The bridge hits and Tyler says once again that he does not like to follow the rules, and that's just who he is. As mentioned previously, Tyler does not reflect the typical rap persona. He's not cool, but he doesn't think they're any cooler either. He goes on to tell whoever he's speaking to pose for the camera, which could possibly hint at this person putting on a facade as well for the cameras. Tyler saying that it's their life. If they don't want to be true to themselves, it's not his problem. And Tyler ends it off by saying that their face is melting from the camera flash, showing that a person can deteriorate over time from the celebrity life. Their face melting, possibly showing their mask slowly deteriorating as well, showing who they truly are. Ending it off by saying that they asked for this life. I think with that last line, Tyler might also be talking to himself, considering the beginning of the track. Finally, Tyler resolves this whole song by saying, "Welcome to Death Camp," implying that the life he went into is a death camp, even calling it a hell camp at some point, which might be over exaggerating just a teensy bit, like I don't know about that, but overall I get what he's saying, and that is our introduction to Cherry Bomb. So similar to other projects, Tyler establishes a world, but also kind of hints to something about himself to the listener. Tyler might have cooked something more than what we might assume, and he's not holding back any punches. And with that, that concludes our analysis of Death Camp. I hope you all enjoyed the video.